Hi Sagittarius, I'm Pam and welcome to your Psychic Tarot reading for July 2019. This month I'm using the Morgan Greer Tarot deck. And remember, these are general readings. And to get messages pertaining specifically for you, you would need a private reading. This recording is for Sagittarius Sun, Sagittarius Ascendant, and Sagittarius Moon. Please be sure to watch your rising sign and your moon sign because some months they're going to resonate more for you than your sun sign will. And at the end of this reading, I'm going to pull a gemstone crystal for you from this bag of gems, 21 or 22 gemstones in here. And I'll give you psychic predictions and messages from my guides as to why that stone would be good for you to use and work with and carry in the month of July 2019. So all that being said, Sagittarius, now into your July 2019 Psychic Tarot reading. First card you have, Sagittarius, is the Lovers, and this could be two people that are intertwined with each other and have an empathic connection, sexual chemistry. There could be love here, but not always. So we have to see why this comes up for you. Some of you are going to be really getting interested in somebody in July, romantically speaking. Now, some of you may already know this person. Maybe you're already intertwined with them and you're just getting more, like your connection and the chemistry is going to be really strong. But for some of you, this is a new person. And you may find at the beginning your feelings may feel all over the map, like you feel this way, you feel that way. So it might be a little confusing for you. Not that you're not into them, but could be other mitigating factors that are making you scattered about it. But I'm going to tell you what, whether this is a new person for you or not, you're going to have a lot of trust in them. I get that you're going to trust them implicitly. So that's important in whatever relationship you're having. Trust is a blessing and a really good thing. So I'm happy for you about that. This is a romantic connection that's going to get ignited and start and go somewhere. But again, for some of you, it could be someone you're already intertwined with. However, keep in mind, you don't all have the same birth chart. You're not all born on the same month, day, year. You're not born in the same country, city. You're not born at the same time. So timing is going to be different for you Sagittarians. So for some of you, this may happen a month or two later or even a year later. I always tell people, go back and listen to what I said a year ago, and I get emails about it all the time telling me what I said a year ago is happening to people now. So keep that in mind when you listen to my readings. That might even apply to other people you listen to here on YouTube. I can only speak for myself for sure that I know it goes backwards and forwards in time. There's all this sexual chemistry going on, lust, passion, sexual chemistry. It's all over the place here for you. Some of you may even have a friendship or some other kind of relationship, work, friendship, something that ends up crossing the line into an intimate relationship. So it may even, for some of you, have started out as a work associate, a friend, some other, connection, and then it sort of progresses and crosses the line into romance and love. Or definitely chemistry and sex comes up here strong. And I feel for some of you, you're going to have a real sense of urgency here. Like urgency about I have to be with this person, or I have to get my fix. You might even kind of feel like you're addicted to them or addicted to the sex or something, because there's this almost like a frantic or urgency in you about what's going on here. So the card you have next, look at what you got next, Two of Cups. So look at that. You had Lovers, now you got Two of Cups. That's looking pretty good, Sagittarius. This is usually fate, destined, meant to be, preordained, two people that are meant to be together, usually in a love relationship. However, Two of Cups can also come up in other types of relationships. It could come up as, you know, a mother and a daughter, or a child and a mother, or a sibling relationship, or close friends. But for many of you, this is going to be love. I do get this sense that if this is somebody new to you, you are going to feel like this real strong sense of, we need to be together. Even if you're already coupled with somebody else, this could come up. Like, so if you're already involved seriously with someone else, or married or something, this could be an affair. It could be for some of you. But because there's this real sense of like, we have to figure things out of how we can work this out and be together. That comes up. And you may have this sense of urgency also that comes up, where now it puts you in a position where you have to be brave, courageous, brave. May feel like it's you two against the world, or that you have to beat some kind of odds, or take some kind of risk or chance. And looking at things long term. And also thinking about things like thinking out of the box, like coming up with like ingenious ideas, like how can we be together? How can we make this work? That energy is all around this. And if it's someone you meet new, you're going to feel like you're intertwined with them already, like past life recognition. You get intertwined with them really quickly. There's definitely a strong soul connection here. And something about this relationship is actually going to bloom and flower something in you that really wasn't being expressed in other previous relationships you've been in. And if this is somebody you've already been with for a long time, it still stands. That something is changing in the relationship that's now making you feel like it's bringing out characteristics of yourself that maybe you weren't even aware of, or making things bloom and blossom and flower in you that previously wasn't happening with them, or like I said, or this is a new person that's bringing this up for you. You're going to have great communication with your partner or this new person, and a lot of, because I get a lot of wordplay and good communications, and even like verbal sparring, not in a negative way, like, you know, really good communication, being on the same page, talking about the same kind of things, interested in the same topics, and maybe even goofing around like with what you say to each other. So this looks like a really good connection to me for you, Sagittarius. So that's nice to see. But of course, the tarot has to throw a wrench into something. This may not be about that, but you have Nine of Swords next. This could be feeling trapped and bound to a situation of some sort. It could be sleepless nights, worrying, not feeling well, bad dreams, worrying about somebody else not feeling well. It could also be grieving the loss of a love relationship, grieving the loss of something else. You're going to feel like you're constrained in some way and that you have to figure this out. Again, like I said, some of you may meet somebody and you're already intertwined with somebody else. Or there's other circumstances that are making you feel like you can't like freely, joyously, you know, plow forward and pursue this union that you have here that comes up with the Lovers and the Two of Cups. You may even put yourself into constraints over this. You may look at it and say, you know what, I think I can't do this. I'm going to hold myself back. So you may even try to stop yourself from getting involved, or if you have an affair and you get this strong connection, you may put the brakes on and say, uh-oh, I shouldn't pursue it. And I see you going through this like, oh, I'm trying hard to use reason and logic. Like, I feel like you're going to be analyzing things, analyzing the situation, trying to use reason and logic in a situation that I honestly don't feel there's reason and logic to it. It's too much emotional love, sex, passion. Usually there's no reason and logic in any of that. Some of you are fearful of like upsetting some kind of apple cart. Like maybe you're getting involved with somebody at work and that's like taboo and they could fire you or your partner over that. So that could be a problem. Or the apple cart maybe you don't want to upset is maybe you have kids and a family situation going on with a partner and your love life is like, yeah, you're not into it. And then this is like the person you're meant to be with, but you don't want to upset the apple cart for your kids. I mean, it's going to be different for all of you. Maybe it's other things. You could also feel bound by circumstances like to do with your life. Maybe your life has some complications in some other ways to do with your finances or your living situation or something. And you're like, my circumstances are binding me and preventing you from fully like getting like, wee, heave ho into this, joyously running down the path of, great sex, love, and intimacy with somebody. And you're also going to have to trust yourself here. You're going to have to trust yourself to do what's best for you. And maybe that is going to be to upset the apple cart, and maybe it's not. Only you're going to know that. I do feel that even though this is going to be like mind-blowing or fantastic in many ways for you, this relationship stuff that comes up, I feel it's going to be a huge anxiety-provoking situation for you at the same time. You have the Emperor next. This is a paternal figure that's crossed over to the other side, guiding you, protecting you, watching over you. Could even be a strong male figure in the living. And either way, living or deceased, it could be a father, a grandfather, great-grandfather, stepfather, boss, ex-boss, lover, ex-lover, boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, brother, uncle, husband, ex-husband. Could be any strong male figure. I see some people that read tarot say they feel it's about the person themselves. It could be, but usually to me this is a male figure in your life. I do feel that you're going to be receiving communication from an ex-love. And it could be somebody deceased, and it could be in the living. Either way, but I feel like that communication is going to throw you for a loop. I do feel like this Emperor feels to me like they've seen what's befallen you, and they would like to help you or sort things out. I do feel for most of you, this is somebody in the deceased that's trying to urge you and tell you you need to move on with something in your life. Something that they're looking at you like you've had too much issues or troubles, and maybe you've gotten emotionally tied up in not the right things, not the best path for you. And I feel the Emperor is trying to urge you to move on in some way. Perhaps move on with the person you meet, with this love person, but perhaps it's not. Maybe they're saying, no, don't get involved with them. You need to move on. But they want you to move on in some way. Only you are going to know what that means. They may have been like kind of a stickler for details. And they could even be somebody that's a little bit of a nudge about stuff. They may have been nudgy, like, oh, this isn't right, that's not right, too particular. Like, I get focused on details, bit of a nudge. Doesn't mean in a bad way. They're like trying to enhance you in some way. They want you to have more self-confidence also. And you may say, deceased person can't make you look better. I feel like somehow they're like maybe they're trying to affect your aura so that then you project. I'm not saying you don't look good, Sagittarius, don't get me wrong, but I feel like they're trying to make you project like beauty or, attractiveness, maybe even helping with your aura. Again, I'm going to say this again. I feel for most of you, this is somebody that's passed and is on the other side. Now, for some of you, this Emperor is somebody you're involved with now, and that you have to get through the thick of it. This could be a current spouse or a current love you're involved with for some of you. And that this is coming up here with the Emperor to show, like, if you want to be with this other person, you're going to have to get through whatever entanglements or disruptions you have with the Emperor. So for some of you, the Emperor is helping you on the other side and is deceased. For some of you, the Emperor is an obstacle in the living. Now, the next card you have here is the Six of Pentacles, and this is giving generously and freely to others. It could be receiving charity from others. It could also be the balance of give and take, and sometimes this card means financial success. I feel like you're going through some things with your finances, like organizing your finances, getting things straightened out, what you have, what you need to have, like even like setting up accounts or changing accounts and seeing like, okay, because I feel like you're on the precipice of big things happening where you're changing, your life's changing. You may even be thinking of moving to another location. Could be with this partner that comes in new for you, or maybe not. Or maybe some of you were thinking of starting your own business or working out of your home. I feel like what you're trying to do is organize in your mind, how much money do I have that I can live off for X amount of time? And budgeting your money, how much money do you need to have coming in? What things can you sell to get rid of? Like all of that. But it's all about like organizing your finances because of changes and things that you're making. It's either for love and moving, or it's for new business and, you know, maybe going part-time at a regular job, like decreasing your hours and starting your own business on your own, that kind of thing. That's the energy you have around here. Some of you are going to get put in a position of power, and some of you have been studying for something. And if you studied for something and you passed some kind of test, it could, keep in mind, this doesn't necessarily have to happen in July. This could happen after this. That if you study for something, it's going to boost up what you can ask for if you are selling products and services, if you are trying to get hired for a new job, for a new position, if it's in a company you're already in and you want to get promoted. Some of this may involve getting a license, a permit, but whatever it is, if it involves study, training, license, permit, or amping up, like getting, you know, how some tests and jobs you can take, some studies you can do, they add letters to the end of your name, like, you know, like a lawyer would be, what is it, Esquire at the end, or if you're in stocks and financial world, there's different licenses that have different letters at the end of your name showing what licenses you have. You may get that kind of thing also with what you're studying and doing, but it's going to increase your money as well. So you had a couple things going on here. You're looking at organizing like, can I live for the next 6 months on what I have in savings? Or do I have enough money to fund and capital to start my own business? Can I reduce my work at work and start working part-time, or can I leave and just start my own business? That all comes up. Also organizing money for moving, things like that, that comes up, but it also comes up as studying and getting licenses and permits and doing things where you're going to increase your money through getting like these permits, licenses, training. You will be able to generate more money for you with those. So think about that. So now I'm going to pull a gemstone crystal for you from this purple velvet bag of gems and see what gemstone is going to be the best stone for Sagittarius to work with and use in the month of July 2019. So let's see what gemstone you get. What's the best gemstone for Sagittarius? You got Unakite. Unakite. I don't know who got that last month. I'd have to look that up. But Unakite is the stone you got. So now I'm going to psychically read why this would be a good stone for you for July. It's going to be like your salvation stone. Going to build, like boost up your energy and your self-confidence. It's also going to help merge together well for you practical reality, what you have to deal with and contend with, and what your dreams and fantasies and hopes, wishes, and dreams are. It's going to help integrate the two and give you good balance with that. It's also going to help you strengthen any romantic relationships you're in or that you start. And it's also a beneficial stone to help you make amends with a past love. It also is going to help you enhance you with study and research. So any studying you have to do, research you have to do, tests you have to take, this will be a beneficial stone for you. It's also going to help you settle down and take a break and a breather and analyze your situation logically. Like, it's going to help your logical mind, which actually seems to make sense that you would need that because, as I said in the reading, some of the things going on for you or in the tarot is logic is not involved. When love and emotions come in, you can't be logical with that. And it's also going to help enhance anything you have to do if you move to a new place. For a new place, going to a new place, it's helpful. So I hope this reading was of help to you, and I hope it made sense. As always, thanks for watching, and please like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell when you do subscribe. That way you'll get notified when I upload my videos here to YouTube. And if you would like to get more psychic predictions and messages from me and my spirit guides that you won't see here on YouTube, you can follow me on my two businesses' Facebook pages, The Lucky Mermaid LLC and The Psychic Pastry Chef LLC, and also on my Instagram account at TheLuckyMermaid_Pam Georgel. In all of those places, I pull tarot cards, oracle cards, look into my crystal, give you psychic predictions and messages. Sometimes they're for the day, but usually they're for a week, a couple weeks, or even a month ahead. So hope to see you over there on my social media and interact with you over there. I look forward to seeing you there. And if you're interested in getting any of the special videos I've recorded, such as, first off, if you want to get a continuation of this reading where I continue on and look into my crystal for your sign for the month of July 2019, you can access those videos for download and purchase by clicking on the link below in the Show More section, and it will take you to my Vimeo videos on demand page for these psychic crystal readings for July 2019 for download and purchase. Also, Saturn and Pluto retrograde is still going on, and I did psychic tarot and oracle card readings where I pulled 4 tarot cards and 1 oracle card from the Angels, Gods, and Goddesses deck. And the Saturn is retrograde from April 29th through September 18th. And Pluto is retrograde from April 24th until October 3rd. So those predictions and messages are going to cover that time period in those videos. Also, don't forget there's other planetary things going on as well. Jupiter is retrograde, started on April 10th and lasts until August 11th. And I did a psychic tarot and crystal readings for that transit, where I used 2 cards from the Jane Lyle Renaissance Tarot deck and looked into my crystal. Also, don't forget, every year I always do my mid-year psychic tarot update, where I pulled 5 cards for your sign, for each of your signs, and I look into what is going to transpire from June 2019 through to the end of the year, end of December 2019. And those videos are also on Vimeo as well. All the video series are available by clicking on the links below, and they'll take you to those videos on Vimeo. And if you want to just click exactly on your sign and go directly to your sign, you can do that by going to my website, www.theluckymermaid.com. Click on the videos tab on my menu, and there you will see all the video series I have listed that I've done. There's over 1,300 videos I've recorded on Vimeo with all my spirit guides, psychic predictions, and messages for all your signs in a variety of topics. I started that in August of 2015, and I'm still continuing on. So what you would do is you just go to the heading of the video series you want. You click on your sign under that video series, and it's going to take you directly to Vimeo to that video for download and purchase. So I hope you'll find something there that'll give you more insight and information and be helpful to you as you travel through all these energies that we have always going on around us. I wish you an absolutely spectacular month of July, Sagittarius, and know that I wish you many blessings and peace.